Okay. Good day, guys. Dr. here, Scrubby MD. Welcome to another YouTube video. Okay. Ito na naman tayo. Okay, so ngayon, may video ko with regards to ano ba yung mga requirements for application ng PWD. Ito, ano ba yung mga types of disability na ino-honor sa PWD? Well, ang kailangan natin maging reference doon kapag may mga ganyang sitwasyon. Siyempre, yung mga nag-i-issue. Okay, yung nag-i-issue ng Persons with Disability application. Okay? Para makapag-avail ka ng ID. Punta tayo dun sa mismong application form from the Department of Health. Sorry guys, yung boses medyo pause. Okay, ito. So, nakuha ko to. Downloadable naman to. Nakikita to sa internet. So, this is the application form for persons with disability. Mahalaga ito malaman, syempre, para malaman natin kung qualified ba kayo to avail the card or kung sino ba yung mga taong eligible to apply for PWD. Alam ko may mga bago na nilalakad pero hinintay pa namin yung memo na ma-include na sila. Gaya ng diabetes. Ang alam ko narinig ko, sasama na daw ang mga diseases like diabetes sa persons with disability. Pero I'm still waiting kung ano yung memo from the Department of Health kung kasasama na siya. Anyway, ito yung application form. Yan natin. Okay. So, usual yung data na kailangan natin ma-fill up is your name, okay, disability number, yan, civil status. Ang pinakamahalaga natin makita dito to. Instructions for the Philippine Registry of Persons with Disability. So, kailangan bago nyo sagutin to, kasabay nyo tinitignan ito para masagot nyo kung anong type. Kasi dito sa part na number 8, type of disability. Yan. Sa type of disability, ito yung mga available. Deaf or hard of hearing o bingi. No? Nahihirapan huminga. Nahihirapan makarinig. Intellectual disability versus learning disability. So, kaiba ito. May di-discuss ko anong pagkakaiba. Mental disability, physical disability, so more orthopedic, psychosocial disability, speech and language impairment, visual, cancer, and rare diseases. Okay. So, ito yung mga classifications ng disability na available currently sa ating application for PWD. So, punta tayo dito sa instructions. So, what are the types of disability na pwedeng ma-avail? So, pag titignan natin, yan. Let's start with the first. Deaf or hard of hearing refers to people with hearing loss, implies little or no hearing or ranging with mild to severe. Hearing loss, also known as hearing impairment, means the complete or partial loss of the ability to hear from one or both ears, with 26 decibels or greater hearing threshold average at frequencies of 0.5, 1, 2, and 4 kilohertz. Now, paano mo ma-justify yung deaf impairment? Kapag ganyan kasi, that's why it's important for the people na pihingi ng certificate to go to a specialist. Kasi they are the ones requesting for an audiometry. No? Kung na-approve or na-confirm through pure tone audiometry, especially yung hearing disability, and more likely na yung decibels niya ay yan, appropriately for deaf clinically deaf or hard of hearing siya, so mahirap talaga makarinig, sila yung mag-i-issue ng Certificate of Disability, no? Usually, yun, kailangan pang ipagawa at ipa-confirm. And ang pagkakaalam ko dyan, ina-attach yan sa application for the hard of hearing. Okay? Now, kung kuan naman, outright na gross yung hearing loss, usually, kung clinical naman na hirap siya talagang makarinig, okay, like your elderlies, they might consider na rin naman kung may hard of hearing na sila. Okay? Next, intellectual disability. A significant reduced ability to understand new or complex information, to learn and apply new skills. So, reduced ability to understand complex information. Now, if let's say for example, you have a child na siguro mga ilan taong, mga nasa grade school na siya. Hirap na hirap siya sa math, hirap na hirap siya sa science, hirap na hirap din siya sa problem-solving skills. Okay? So, complexity of the information, like even reading comprehension, nahihirapan din siya. That might fall within the confines of intellectual disability. Another thing is applying new skills, like hirap siyang matutunan ang maglaba, hirap siya matutunan ang magtrabaho, yung usual TLE chores or home economics chores, activities, ganon. Nahihirapan siya. And very profound naman based on the grades. Usually may kwento may basis din with the teachers kung napapansin nila na the child is having trouble in coping, especially compared to yung mga classmates niya. So, kapag may mga ganyang sitwasyon, usually, ini-inform agad yung parents na nahihirapan yung anak nila in a certain task or learning activity sa school. That's why they they inform the parents rather, kapag nagkakaroon ng ganitong sitwasyon para lang ma-identify at ma-refer sila sa isang developmental pediatrician. Baka kasi yun nga, meron nga talaga tayo nakikitang profound intellectual disability or either a global delay or intellectual delay. Yan ang isa sa mga responsible na individuals na kailangan din natin na kasama to understand this is yung mga teachers nila. Okay? And alam naman ng mga teachers yan kasi sinasabihan din sila na if there's anything wrong with a certain student, they will inform the parents. Okay? Now, learning disability. Person who in normal sensory, emotional, and intellectual ability exhibit disorder of perception, learning, thinking, reading, writing, spelling, and arithmetic. So, more on the faculties of, yun nga, kung ito kasi, learning, applying new skills, so it includes motor, intellectual. So, learning is more on, yun nga, the mind, how it thinks. So, pwedeng magsabay yung dalawang yan learning and intellectual disability. Ito naman, itong learning disability, yung comprehension part. So, and with the processing ng brain, okay, sa part kasi ng brain, maraming areas ng brain involve ang processing ng information. Kapag yung area na yon ay profoundly premature or hindi masyadong na-develop through time, okay, learning disabilities could occur. No? Yung reading, tsaka yung speech, mga yon, tsaka yung correct processing, usually, I think it's more on the temporal side, temporal lobe. Behavior, and then attitudes, more on the frontal lobe. Motor and sensory, yun dito sa prefrontal and postmotor. Pre and post motor, dito may near sa may tuktok. I think that's, ano to ba? Parietal sa side. Oo. Frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. Oo, yun. So, dun sa area na yun, kapag may motor impairment. Pero, more on the learning side, it's on the temporal side. May mga areas of the brain din dapat na tinitignan dyan eh. And usually kapag ganyan, nabanggit ko nga last time dun sa last na, na stream ko with regards to sino ba yung nag-a-avail, di ba? Pag ganitong learning and intellectual, usually it's the neurologist and a developmental pediatrician. Okay? Kasi kapag ito din, nakikita din to ng teacher. Pag nakita ng teacher na yun nga, masyado siyang hyperactive, masyado siyang galaw-gaw sa classroom, hindi siya makapag-focus sa task, sa lecture, ganon. Usually, yung mga cases of your ADHD, ganon, mga yan, it might be, those are the signs na kailangan siya ma-identify. Okay, ma-flag and ma-refer siya sa isang developmental pediatrician. Okay, pag pedya. Now, pag madalas kasi pedya to eh. Hindi naman may bihira yung matanda na magkaroon kagad ng intellectual at saka learning disability ahead kasi baka kasi dementic na yon or dementia na yon pag matanda na kasi nakatapos na yun most likely or nakalampas na siya ng school at unless hindi siya na-diagnose ng bata at tuloy-tuloy na hindi na pinansin ng parents, yun naman ay fault naman ng parents yon. Take note, sa mga parents, you should always look at the development of your children para maalalayan nyo sila. Now, mental disability. So, di ba, intellectual is more on yun nga, learning complex informations. So, sa school basis to. Learning disability din naman yan. Sa school din, attention, processing the information. Then, how about your mental disability? Kapag dito naman, results on the organic brain syndrome or mental illness. This falls within yun nga, yung mga psychiatric problems. So, dito sa mental disability, diyan pumapasok yung mga Axis 1 diagnosis ng psychiatry, tsaka yung even access to schizophrenia, major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, okay, na with profound affectation ng trabaho. Okay? Ano pa ba? Panic disorder, okay? Yung mga activities yung mga conditions na it would highly affect the normal function of the individual. Now, ito, kailangan din ma-confirm ng isang psychiatrist or a child psychiatrist and even a neurologist in that matter para ma-rule out ang organic cause. No? Next, physical disability. Ito madalas marami to. To any physical impairment that may affect a person's mobility, function, stamina, and sustained physical ability. Now, kapag napilay ka, natanggalan ka ng paa, gano'n, or natanggalan ka ng kamay, gano'n, that's considered a physical impairment. Okay, hindi yun natanggalan ng natanggalan ng daliri. Pwede rin naman yun. Kasama din yun. Kasi it affects your dexterity, pagtrabaho mo, hand-to-hand activity. Okay? Pag naparalisa ka, nabali yung likod mo, nabali yung leeg mo. Okay, take note. Kung yung likod mo yan, pwede kang mag-cause ng tinatawag na hemiplegia or hemiparesis. Or yung paraplegia yung mga paa mo hindi na makagalaw. Okay? Pag sa neck level naman ang nabali or naputol or na trauma, pwedeng mag-cause ng quadriplegia. Quadriplegia meaning all fours. 4. So, 4 kasi extremities mo, dalawang upper and dalawang lower. Hindi makagalaw and hindi rin makapag-feel ng sensation. So, quadriplegic. Yun ay severe disability yun. And it will fall within physical disability as well. Now, So, it would either be, sabi na nga, it could either be hereditary or acquired from trauma, infection, surgical, or medical condition. So, papasok dyan ang trauma from either, let's say, a vehicular accident or trauma from a recent infection, CNS infection, ganun, or sepsis or recovering from sepsis na nagkaroon ng physical deformity or morbidity na nagbago yung kanya paggalaw niya sa buhay, pwede rin na namanan niya sa magulang niya. Okay? So, musculoskeletal or orthopedic cases, yan. Pag nabalian ka, okay? Yan. Nabalian, amputate yung paa mo, it's considered as physical disability. Neurological disorder. Now, physical disability, this is usually your presentation of your stroke. Okay? Wait lang. Wait lang guys, ha? Ngunit ako'y sinagip sa dagat na malalim. Ito'y di ko mawalin na ako'y pinili. Wait lang. Kung yung kay Kayo. Sorry. Ayan, balik na ako. Lang guys, ha? Okay. Ayan na. Saan tayo? Yan. Neurologic disorder. Kapag neurologic disorder naman, yan. Pag neurologic disorder naman, yan, yung stroke. Patients with stroke, cardiopulmonary disorder, pag na MI, or inatake sa puso, pediatric congenital disorders. So, clubfoot is pinaka-common yan. Yung clubfoot, yung piki. Or pag piki ba? Pag ganun, bow-legged yung paa ng mga bata. Wait lang. Biglang pumutok. Okay. Bow-legged yung mga bata. Pwede rin yung may, may difficulty in feeding. Okay. Mga tracheoesophageal fistula. Ganun. Or profound yung problems with regards to vision, ganun. Or pwede rin yung sa jaw or yung cleft, no? As long as talagang highly affecting na yung normal function ng patient. So physical wise, yung problem niya physically or in the anatomy mismo, meron siyang impairment with regards to sustaining a good quality of life. Psychosocial disability. Now, we go to psychosocial disability. Pag ito naman ang psychosocial disability, often involves behavior, cognitive, emotional, and social impairment that limits one or more activities necessary for effective interpersonal transactions. So, pag psychosocial disability, actually, it also falls within I think it also falls within the access to na personality traits, no? Kasi nandun yung mga personality disorders na tinitignan, and usually this is how you deal with people, either antisocial, borderline, schizo, schizotypal, tapos narcissistic, nihilistic, no? Kapag declared naman siya and diagnosed by a psychiatrist, at the same time either a developmental pediatrician and a adolescent medicine specialist, yan, pwede silang ma-call under psychosocial disability. And it's important to understand na kapag may mga ganitong sitwasyon, we should adjust to their to their means of communication. Kasi minsan ito yung mga pasyente na or mga taong madaling maratel depende sa pag-approach mo sa kanila, sa pakipag-usap mo sa kanila. Kung hindi maganda yung dating, they might take it negatively against you. So psychosocially, yung interpersonal relationship nila, it would be it would be disturbed immediately, no? Tapos magkakaroon sila ng guarding sa'yo the next time na mag-usap kayo. Okay? Next, speech and language. Yan. Kapag it's siguro tongue-tied or mute talaga siya nung bata siya. So, kailangan din ma-identify if ano ba to. Is it an organic cause of mute? If it's the problem is vocal paralysis or vocal cord paralysis or yung voice box na talaga is highly affected, or pwede rin kasing this is due to the stroke or hindi na siya makapagsalita kasi na-stroke siya. Okay? Kasi nagkaroon na ng severment of siguro yung the recurrent laryngeal nerve o yung nerve na involved dun sa voice box or sa pagsasalita. Okay? Kung magkaroon man ng problem doon, ipapasok siya sa ganitong type of impairment. Language, syempre, yung language, it could either be how it's part of the normal, the brain pa rin, kumbaga. Pwede kasi magsabay-sabay itong language, impairment, speech, tsaka yung learning and intellectual. Lalo na kung globally developmental delay, no? Sa mga bata. Now, ito yung maganda rin pag-usapan. Visual. So, a person with a visual disability is one who has impairment of visual function even after treatment, standard refractive correction. So, kahit may salamin, hindi na ko-correct. Okay? Let's go back to the definition, no? One who has impairment of visual function even after standard refractive correction. So, kahit magsalamin siya, hindi nako-correct ng salamin yung problema sa paningin. Okay? Kahit magsalamin siya, hindi niya nakikita yung mahal niya. Joke lang. Kahit magsalamin siya, hindi malinaw yung pagtingin niya. Okay? So, that differs from a person wearing correction or salamin na nagiging malinaw. Okay? So, kung ganon, hindi siya papasok sa disability. Pero kung let's say, kahit maglagay siya ng correction, meron pa rin profound disturbance sa visual impairment niya, papasok siya doon. Okay? Has a visual acuity in the better eye or less than 16.8. So, we need to gauge yung Snellen chart. Okay? Yung visual acuity ng isang pasyente to fully identify kung ano bang degree of acuity ng mata. So, usually, hindi ko lang kung dala ko. Nasa kabila. Lang. Usually, pinapatagin namin siya dito. No? Ina-check din namin siya. This is a pocket Snellen chart. Or yung, I think this is a Rosenbaum. Okay. Meron din yung standard na this is near vision. Tapos yung standard, yung nakalagay siya sa 20 feet away from you, tapos babasahin niya. Okay? Yan, kailangan yun i-assess to identify if you have a profound vision loss. Okay? Kung may profound vision loss despite correction or visual impairment despite correction, pwede ka pumasok. Other considerations, yan. So, one is legally blind when your best corrected central visual acuity in your better eye is 6.6. So, medyo isa, legally blind yung isa, pero yung isa, 6.6 yung degree of acuity. Pwede rin yun. So, worse, your side vision is 20 degrees less than the better eye. So, mayroon siyang side vision of 20 degree or less, meaning mas mababa, no? So, mas meron siyang, let's say, bulag itong isang mata, tapos ito, meron din siyang impairment, pero nakakaaninag siya in a way. Usually, kapag ganitong sitwasyon, ito yung mga patients na, kapag ganitong visual disability, hindi ka pwede mag-drive. Kasi, magkakaroon ka ng hazard sa kalsada, no? Okay, that is tantamount to yan. Kailangan i-identify mo yan. Especially kapag you're applying for a driver's license, meron din yan. So, sa PWD yan, visual disability. Cancer. Ito, given na to. Cancer. Well, if you have cancer, a genetic term, so that would only group within a group of diseases that can affect a part of the body, any part of the body. So either a malignant tumor or a neoplasm, and or a rare disease. Now, the classification of a rare disease could either be an inherited metabolic disorder and other diseases similar to rare occurrences that are recognized by the DOH upon recommendation of the National Institute of Health dito sa Philippines, which is found in UPPGH, no? Or UP Manila. So, these rare diseases can be life-threatening, seriously debilitating, serious, and chronic rather, and forms for frequently occurring diseases. Now, itong rare disease, kailangan pa yan mag-undergo ng scrutiny kung is it considered as a rare disease. Pero nonetheless, if let's say you're diagnosed with cystic fibrosis sa Philippines, that's rare, considered that cystic fibrosis hindi siya common sa Philippines. Okay? Or sarcoidosis, ganun, o with noted na hirap ka huminga. Ano pa ba? Thalassemia, pwede rin yun. Kasi it might cause severe body weakness at saka anemia mismo itself. Ano pa ba? Type 1 diabetes, pwede siguro. Kasi insulin deficient siya. It's a rare. Hindi masyadong madalas magkakaroon yon. Pero that depends pa rin dun sa application. And kasi si type 2, yun nga yung sinasabi nga nila na it can be applied na rin daw for disability. Pero I'm still waiting for ano ba yung naghanap pa ako ng memo kung kasama na ba sila. So, what are the causes of disability? Siguro itong cause of disability, pwede ko naman to daanan sa susunod. Ano ba yung sanhi? Ano ba yung reason bakit meron tayong ano yung reason ba't nagkaroon siya ng disability? So, hanggang doon lang naman yung video ko for now. Medyo mahaba na din. And mag-aayos na din ako to go to work. No? So, yun lang. Yung mga types of disability under the application for PWD. Now, who can avail itong PWD application? Siyempre, a Filipino and those who fit the types of disability dito. And sino ba pwede mag-provide ng certificate? It's a licensed physician, a doctor. Hindi po siya veterinarian, hindi rin po siya other medical profession. Doctor po. Okay? If you want to know more, syempre, specifically kung anong type of doctor, that depends on the type of disability. Kung let's say mental health, psychiatrist. neurologic problem, body weakness, ganon, either a neurologist, someone who had a recent amputation or debilitation, or is recent trauma, orthopedics. Okay? I think natakal ko din yun sa isang video ko the other day. So, pwede nyo rin balikan yun. I-pin ko na lang din yun sa ending ng video na to. Tapos, itong form, pwede ko din naman i-add to sa community page or community tab ng page ko for you to browse it para makita nyo kung ano yung other components ng form na to. Sige. I hope marami kayo natutunan sa video na to, and sana please continue. Thank you pala for continuously supporting the channel, for those who are coming back and watching me. Simple lang itong ginagawa ko, and I just want to want to share kung ano ba yung insights ko with regards to these topics, especially sa health. Kasi doon naman ako under. So, if health is my profession, kailangan din health din yung topics ko. Okay? So, hanggang doon na lang. And this has been Doc Chris, the Scrubby MD. And thank you. And see you on the next video. Bye, guys. And where is it? Bye.